Could you imagine making $100,000 a month just 5 months after starting on Etsy? Well, I honestly couldn't either until I found this one product. I was recently sent a sample of the Printify's blanket, so I came onto Etsy curious as to what is actually selling with this product, and the results shocked me. When I opened up Etsy and I searched up blanket and I turned on a bestseller filter, I saw tons of bestsellers in this category. A lot of them are extremely similar, but this doesn't surprise me. I put on the bestseller filter, so it makes sense that I'm seeing a lot of bestsellers. But what did shock me is when I used Everbee to see my product analysis and I started searching by monthly revenue. And some of these listings, including this one here, are making over $100,000, not over the whole lifetime. This is per month, making over 2,700 sales a month with this listing that was listed only 5 months ago. And taking a look at all the other bestsellers, many of them are using this very simple design that's extremely easy to do. So today we're going to go over how to create these yourself, how to change them up so that you can stick out in this sea of blanket sellers, how to create mockups for these, and how to find niches. So if this is something you would like to sell in your store, make sure you watch the rest of this video. But I know some of you are going to let me know in the comments, just because this is the revenue they are making a month, that does not equal profit. So let's actually get a rough guesstimate of how much these listings are making a month. So what you will notice between all of these listings is they all list different sizes. So while the listing might look cheap, a lot of the time that's because that is the price for a baby size blanket, which is probably not going to be purchased that much compared to the other sizes. If we take a look, you're going to see a size chart that looks like this. So this 30 by 40 probably is not going to be bought much. The 50 by 60 and the 60 by 80 are probably going to be the most purchased sizes for one of these designs. So taking a look here, you can see that the pricing changes by sizes. So they're currently selling at $88 with a 40% off sale for the 60 by 80. They're selling it for $42 for the 50 by 60 that's running after sale. So they're actually selling it for $71.40. I'm not sure if they always have this 40% off sale. Sometimes it might be 20%, but we want to see how much they're actually making. And by doing that, we need to see how much they're paying for this product. So this product is sold on Printify. It is currently renamed to the Velveteen Plush Blanket. This is an extremely soft blanket. I actually have a sample here with me. So here's a sample that I got from Printify. This is the Velveteen blanket. This is the medium size. I believe the 50 by 60. I can't remember the sizes right now. It isn't the warmest blanket in the world. It is on the more lightweight side, but the best part about it is extremely soft and cozy. And then coming into Printify, we can find out how much this is going to cost to print. So if you are making monthly sales on Printify, you are going to have Printify Premium. It's pretty much worth it once you make more than like 3 or 4 sales, depending on what product you are selling. But for me and all of these people selling them, they have Printify Premium. If I click into provider info, I can see that the smallest blanket is $10.34. Then we have $18 and $25. And if we go into shipping, we can see for the smaller one, it's $5.99, then US $9.99, and then $11.99. So coming back into Etsy, I'm going to use the Everbee calculator to see just how much profit they're making. And I picked this listing because this listing had the pricing that most people seem to use. The person who was making $100,000 was charging slightly cheaper just to get in those extra sales, versus this is the more average price that a lot of these top sellers are selling it for. So coming into the Etsy calculator, their current sales price, I currently have this on for the largest size. They have $88.06. Shipping price, they're charging $5.25. They currently have a 40% discount on. I don't know if that goes less or more, or if they always have that sale on. The cost of item, which we got from Printify, was $25.29. Again, this is for the largest size blanket. And then for the cost to ship was $11.99, bringing this person to a profit margin of $25.55, with them making $14.84 per sale of this large blanket. This one here, when calculated, are making about 15% per sale. They are shooting low, so they are making $15,000 a month on just this one listing. But keep in mind, most people on Etsy have hundreds of listings. In fact, this shop has 392 different blanket listings, meaning that isn't the only listing bringing them sales. They probably have quite a few bestsellers in here, making their total per month much higher than $15,000 a month. In fact, they do have multiple best-selling blanket listings, and all of the designs are pretty much the same. They're just testing using different photos and different niches for this. So what we don't want to do is just go copy this person. That is not going to help you become a bestseller. If you are just competing with people who are already doing extremely well, you're not going to be doing well on Etsy. What you need to do is grab inspiration from these people and turn it into something that's never been done before to stick out from the competition. So using the help of eRank, I can find some other niches within the custom blanket niche to help me stick out. So yes, we can see some really popular ones are custom blanket and custom baby blanket, but some other really high searched ones with less competition are custom blanket with picture, custom photo blanket, custom dog blanket, custom pet blanket, custom college blanket, custom word blanket, custom cat blanket. So let's create a similar design for a different niche that has more room for growth. And when looking through these, I actually had a flashback to another really good selling product, which is custom face socks. But what I haven't seen done is this type of custom face sock applied to the blankets. And the process is extremely similar as the name. So now let's go create one together. And again, this process is extremely similar if you want to have this as a name blanket or a photo blanket like we're doing today. If you are doing a name blanket, you're just going to turn on personalization and ask them to write in whatever name they would like. If you want to do a photo, you're just going to ask the people to send you a message that has the photo that they would like included. And if we are doing a photo, we are going to need to cut out the face so that we can use it in a pattern. And to do that, I'm going to be using Photopea. So this is Photopea. It is a free online version of Photoshop. So if you don't want to pay for Photoshop and you just need it for some simple tools, this is what you can use. And this is what I use pretty often. And what you're going to do is you're going to upload the photo that the person had given to you. So here is my example here. And now what we want to do is cut out the face. And we're going to do that. First, you can try using the magic wand to select certain areas and just click those out. But this doesn't have too much of a contrast, so this one is a little bit harder. And so if you can't use the magic wand, what you can use is under this box right here, I'm going to use the polygon lasso select, or you can use the magnetic lasso select. I'm going to use the polygon right now. Then once we've done this, we're going to right click. I'm going to hit inverse. And now I'm going to delete all of this. And hopefully you're going to do a better job at cutting this out than I did. But once you have it the way you like it, we're going to hit File, Export As, and you're going to save it as a PNG file. And then once you have an order and you have the photo from them, you're going to be coming into Printify and you're going to create that product for them. So we're going to go to Spoke Custom Products for this one. They just have a better review and same pricing, so why not go with them? I'm going to hit Start Designing, and now I'm going to upload that face that we had just created. From here, you're also able to change the color of the blanket. So you can pick any of these colors, or this is even a custom color, so you can add in any color you would like to create. And then scrolling down, I'm going to hit this button that says Create Pattern. And I'm also going to make this a lot smaller. And you can now see our pattern come together. And it's all equally spaced. And from here, you can change just how this pattern is. So we can do brick horizontal, brick vertical. I can play with the spacing on both ways. And then once you're happy with this, we're going to save product. And then when you do get an order, you're going to go find their order in other orders, hit edit, and then you're going to upload this new product to their order that we had just created. Or if you did want to do a name and not a photo, because it probably is going to be quicker, you're going to create the file either using Canva or Photopea, save it as a PNG file with transparent background, and then do the exact same thing. Create pattern. I'm going to turn on grid, make this smaller, and then I'm just going to play with all of this until I am happy. I'm also going to change the color up here, say I wanted this, and then now taking a preview, this is what our product is going to look like when it is sent to the customer with the custom background color and the custom name that they wanted added. If you do not want to do a pattern, then you just create a file with the dimensions of 50 by 60, and then you create your product in Canva and then upload it to your product, and then it's going to print the way that it shows up in Printify. And if you ever want to make mockups for these, which you're probably going to need to create photos to actually sell your product, you can just go back into Etsy and we're going to type in blanket mockup. And you're going to see tons here that you're able to upload your design to, and it actually looks like this is already printed on a blanket, textures and everything. There are two types. There are Canva mockups and smart mockups. Smart mockups, you're going to need to use Photopea to do, and it's a little bit more complicated, but luckily there are some amazing ones that you can make right within Canva. This one, for example, I'm going to open this one and let's try creating one. So for this Canva mockup that I found of this blanket, once I bring in the PNG file, I'm going to get a file that looks like this. It just looks like a white blanket, but actually the white on this is see-through. So I'm going to bring up an example of my design. So again, these are going to be custom, but you're going to make an example of one, and then you're going to save it as a JPEG file so that it looks like this. Problem is, it still doesn't look that realistic or even close to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just line it up with the photo and make sure that it covers all parts of the blanket. I'm going to make it larger if I need to. And then I'm going to right click. And then on this, I'm going to go to layer and I'm going to send this top layer to the back. And now that brings all these effects from this top layer that the seller had created to make this design look realistic. And now that you know how to sell these, I highly recommend, no, I require that you create your own version of this. Do not go copy all of these bestsellers. You are not going to get sales. They have all the data already. They have the sales behind them. What you need to do is do what we did here and maybe think of something that's been applied to another product that hasn't been applied to blankets yet, or find a niche that this hasn't been applied to. You could do a couple's names, having both of their names on this blanket, John and Katie. Valentine's Day is coming up. That would be a very good niche for these. You could do a custom cat name, a custom cat photo, a custom grandma name, a custom mom's name. Really break this into different niches. And that also makes it a lot easier to come up with a bunch of different listings and be found for different searches. I create these videos not so you can go copy other people and copy exactly what I'm doing, but so that it can help you, inspire you to find a way for you to stick out amongst the competition while still having data to back up all of your decisions.